Hey everyone, Mage is back. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit off. The Shorikai World Order. It's going to be a revised and optimized, obviously. I have sunk some time into this deck to try to make it a little bit more fun. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the cards, and I will include a deck list in the description at the bottom. So be check that out if you're curious to see who all I have thrown in here. The Council of Four. It's a fairy who slows the sunset. Grand Arbiter Augustin the Fourth. Raff Capashen, Ship's Mage. Kotori, Pilot Prodigy. Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. Zelda. That's my dog. She's not a card in the deck. Katsumasa, the Animator. Emry of the Lurker of the Loch. Oswald Fiddlebender. Rebbec, Architect of Ascension. Karn, Living at Legacy from the new Dominaria United. This guy has actually been an overperformer in this deck with those power stones he generates. Really glad I added him. And I believe the next ones are our first legendary vehicles. The Weatherlight and the Sky Sovereign. For vehicles, I'm using Prodigy's Prototype, Mobilizer Mech, Futurist Sentinel, my bad, Imposter Mech, Aerial Surveyor, Dragonfly Suit, Mobile Garrison, Brute Suit, Cultivator's Caravan, Reckoner Bankbuster, Peacewalker Colossus, Raider's Carve, Smuggler's Copter, Dermotaxi, Surgehacker Mech, and the Mighty Servant of Lueco. For the assistant creatures of this deck, I'm using a Drum Bellower. It's the white Seedborn Muse, if I'm right. I don't have it, the actual green card that does this. But yeah, untaps everything on all my stuff on my opponent's untap steps. So it's pretty nice to have. Indomitable Archangel, Soldevi Machinist, Deadeye Quartermaster, Velken Engineer, Muldrifter, Consecrated Sphinx, Clever Conjurer. Did I have a second clever? Alright, no, I didn't. Alright. Defiler of Dreams, Etherium Sculptor, Master of Etherium, Chief of the Foundry, and a Foundry Inspector. Those will round us off. For creatures, for just regular artifacts, got a Mirage Mirror, a Library of Lang, so I can discard cards to the top of my deck if I don't want to get rid of them. From Shorikai's ability, which is predominantly what we're going to be using our commander for, is his ability. Mana Vault, Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, a Basalt Monolith, and a Manifold Key. Enchantments, this is where I go kind of big at. I do have an infinite combo with two of these. I'll explain it when I get there. We have Clan Crafter. Here's part of the infinite combo. Stasis. That's why I call it the Shorikai World Order. Stasis with... I'll stick the Stasis aside. We have a Thopter Spy Network, Propaganda, Artificer Class, Steel Artifact, Blind Obedience, Smothering Tithe, and Land Tax. Now, the infinite combo I was talking about is right here with these two. Smothering Tithe and Stasis. Assuming that your opponents aren't paying the two, you're getting treasures, which means at the beginning of your end step, you get to sacrifice a treasure to pay the blue, and you'll still have two more treasures left over. And you can just keep screwing over your opponents that way. Because you have the Drum Bellower in here to keep untapping all your stuff, so it would bypass stasis. So it's not a bad way to lock the game out if you're getting behind with this deck. Instants and sorceries. I took out some other cards and threw in some new tricks. And I figure if I'm going to do some tricks, go big or go home. So I decided I'm going to use the Force of Will. I have not used this card since I've had it since Alliance. It sat in a box in a sleeve for 20-something years, and I'm going to use it. Sunder. Mana short, so I can one-time trick to steal opponent's mana. Energy tap. Drain power. Thoughtcast. Brilliant Restoration, Austere Command, and Invoke Justice. For our lands, we are going to be using Aganjo, Seat of the Empire, Icatian Store, Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Tower, Urza's Mine, Azorius Chancery, Skycloud Expanse, Tranquil Cove, Prairie Stream, Skybridge Towers, Temple of Enlightenment, Hallowed Fountain, Deserted Beach, Adakar Wastes, Idyllic Beachfront, Port Town, Unclaimed Territory, Command Tower, Spire of Industry, Exotic Orchard, and a Darksteel Citadel. And we have 5 very beautiful islands. And if I'm right, I think we have 6 beautiful planes. And that is Shorikai's World Order. It's a lot of fun to play when you get it going. I've only gotten to play with it once. We were supposed to have our game pod tonight, and it's been canceled because a couple of us are still sick. Bummer about that. I'm kind of bummed. In the future for coming up, I don't know what I plan on doing yet. Still working on the Rin and Seri deck. I'm supposed to pick up my Joda deck tomorrow. I'm pretty excited to get, not the Joda deck, the Painbow Precon from Dominaria United. I'm getting that tomorrow. That should be fun. I'm looking forward to getting this Necron Precon, Warhammer 40k Precon. That sounds pretty fun to get. I saw the deck list and that, looked at the cards, and I think there's a lot of really good stuff in there. I'm not a Warhammer guy, though, so I don't know if the lore of the cards goes along with the lore of the story. But I think what the cards, some of those cards in that set do are pretty dang cool. But until then, everybody, thanks for stopping by. We're getting into the Halloween season, so I'm almost thinking it's almost time to revisit a deck that was one of the first ones I showed off, which was the Wilhelt deck. I've actually just ordered I think 5 or 6 new zombies for it to try to get it to run a little bit better, to do something a little bit different. We'll see how that turns out when those cards get here. But yeah, until then, everybody, keep slinging spells, be awesome, stay safe, and start bundling up. It's starting to get cold out there. This has been the Marsh Mage, and thanks for hanging out with me. Peace. Maybe.